So topical, aren't I? Salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Bond, otherwise known as the Ordinary Scholar, and I was listening to the song Lovers and Friends, and like no human ever, I heard the first verse of the song, and I started running some thought experiments. In case you haven't heard the hit follow-up to the generation-defining song, Yeah, it's basically about this dude, Ron, wanting to get into a sexual relationship with his longtime friend. Let's call her Amy. Is it me? Or does it sound like they're just describing a regular relationship? I don't know. Maybe people get that fucking hyped about hugging, cuddling, and emotional openness from their fuck buddies. In this first verse, Usher's verse of the song, there is a quoted section that, you know, from hearing it, there can be some confusion as to where the quotation ends. It goes, she said, oh, whoa, I'm ready to ride. I was like, yeah. Because once you get inside, you can't change your mind, don't need to sound invasive, but you gotta promise, babe. Interpretation 1. Now, this is probably the most common, if not the only interpretation there is, and that is the idea that I'm ready to ride is the last statement that Amy makes, and that is followed by Ron wanting to confirm her consent because once they kind of get into it, this is going to change their friendship and their relationship forever. And it's also understandable, realistic, believable. You know, I once asked a friend of mine to go to a dance, and I wasn't really into him. Didn't really care when he said no, but he fucking broke down. It happens, this happens. So I do feel the need to throw in a little lesson in consent over here, though yes, it is true. When you have sex with a friend, mentally and emotionally, once you start, things are changed. You really can't undo it, but you can physically stop at any point in the session. And another little tidbit that we want to touch on, there's another point later in the song where I think it's in Ludacris's verse where he's like, you know you like it like that, you don't have to fight that. Which, you know, I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to go for like, you don't need to feel ashamed or upset, I won't judge you, nothing like that. But just to clarify, whether or not Amy is generally into something or not, does not mean she wants to do it or is ready to do it with you at that moment. That's my piece. The reason why I want to have this little PSA is I'm a little embarrassed to say that when I was listening to it and thinking of this interpretation, I kind of just threw away the term inside.
Salute. It is editing, Brianna. I just wanted to clarify the reason why I pretty much just threw away the the word inside during the first interpretation is because I genuinely could not for the life of me think of any understanding and like why that word exists in this song aside from what we'll get into in the next two interpretations.
But realistically, it's probably because once you get inside, like my room, my house, something like that. But then he goes on to say once you get inside you can't change your mind. We just want to clarify that you can. You absolutely can. But moving on. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. But the other two interpretations we're gonna talk about, in my head, I am very literal with the word inside in this lyric, with it meaning inside of a human being, because that's how sex works. Interpretation 2. So with interpretation 2, grammatically it looks the exact same with Ron taking over for Amy, but in this understanding it is with him referring to something entering himself, likely in the form of a sex toy. Which we love. This interpretation is sex positive a la Deadpool. We love to see it. We also love to see the normalization of men using sex toys, because there's that stereotype of it is an attack on your manhood. It is something wrong with your manhood if you or your partner uses sex toy, to the point where men feel it is appropriate for them to get involved with whatever toys their partners are using, which nuh-uh. No, that's not okay. Do I think that this is what they meant? No, but we still love it. We still love to talk about it because it could be a great understanding. Interpretation number 3. Now musically, this one makes sense because when he's singing the song, he sings it in a pattern of loud, whispered loud with the lyrics. And frankly, if the dramatic or humorous interpretation, speech, and debate events have taught me anything, despite the fact that I participated in neither, it's the idea that this is how someone would establish 2 separate characters by using different voices. She said completely out of her ass. Now this idea isn't likely, but if it was, or if we look at it this way, then you have a situation of Amy then asking Ron for his consent before they have sex. Then that is just establishing that you do need to get consent from a male partner because men also are sexually assaulted and raped. You also have it contrasting that stereotype that men want to have sex anytime, any place with anybody. An idea that can put down male rape victims, sexual assault victims, and just men with different sexual preferences, interests, timelines, or men that want to wait for longer, if not until marriage, stuff like that. All of these things varies. Nugget, stop messing with my tripod. Which, you know, might have come into mind because I have been exploring the concept in the most recent book, book number 10 of the Queen of Thieves series. As I'm writing it, you just have characters who, for one reason or another, don't want to have sex with the person that they are assigned to watch over. One person, it's because he has a girlfriend now, but he and his girlfriend haven't had sex with yet, and it just feels weird to him. The other person, it's because he does like the person that he is assigned to watch over. He doesn't want to have sex with her when he's lying to her. Do I think that this is what they were trying to say? No, but this is a time for you and me, for us, to sit down and just explore how words and even just quotation marks can change entire stories. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw here, subscribe, like. I do have books that you can read. This is the second book in the Queen of series that This is the second book in the Queen of Thieves series that I was talking about. You can get those on Amazon.com. Links will be down below. Also, there is links to my Patreon. On Patreon, you can support me for as little as $2 a month, and you get some cool stuff. You get videos early, you get the first chapters of my books early, and some other freebies and stuff. It's a fun time. I hope to see you over there, but until next time, valedictions, friends.